It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. Max Fit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to Max Fit Sports Nutrition now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
Mentorship might sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. Just showing up can spark confidence and connection in a child's life. Right now, more than 300 kids in Northwest Florida are waiting for a mentor. Be the one who makes a difference. Call 850-433-KIDS or visit BeTheBig.org to get started.
Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get ready for a monumental ACC clash tonight.
He's going down again!
The undefeated Miami Hurricanes host a 4-1 Louisville Cardinals. This is a battle for dominance in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Don't miss a single snap as these two powerhouses collide. Kickoff coming up at 6 tonight on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Time it is. It's Friday, baby. And it is time for the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Man, I'm so glad to be here with you today. We are at the weekend. Finally, we got some big stuff to talk about today. Big games, big comments, big contradictions. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Don't forget, following this show today, we've got Louisville at Miami right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And as always, on a Friday, we got the Bone Crusher crushing it. How you doing, Bone Crusher?
Ready for some football? Ready for the weekend?
Oh, man. Bro. That's what I'm talking about. I'm already there. I'm already weekend out, ready to go.
The weekend starts now, yeah.
That's right. It's exactly right. And as always, don't forget our Jeffrey, our resident Jeffrey. He is here, but not here. He is in Kentucky. He was in Louisville yesterday. I think he might be in Lexington today. Jeffrey, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm world traveler, man. I'm going to Danville.
Oh, man.
Danville, Kentucky. Yep, right now.
I know where that is. Let me think.
Yep.
I was trying to think what is in Danville.
Nothing.
So there's a place over there that needs, and I'm not sure if my wife's listening, but there's a place you need to eat when you go to Danville. Are you hungry? Obviously.
I'm always hungry.
So, yeah. Oh, Cattleman's. It's called Cattleman's. You need to go to Cattleman's, and they've got a great, they can't sponsor us because they're so far away, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. So they've got a great garden bar, so like all the stuff you can put on a salad is right there. It's fresh.
It's a steak place?
It's a steakhouse, yeah, but it's got a all-you-can-eat salad bar to go with it, and it's awesome. They've got bread they bring to the table. The steaks are great. The sides are great. It's a big place, so they can fit you in. It probably is not going to be a big wait, but if you tell them you're from Florida, they might let you in a little earlier. So anyway, Jeffrey, so you're in Danville, Kentucky. All right, so tell me, what did you eat last night? How was the experience at the spooky thing that you did was it Spooktacular in Louisville or something like that?
Yeah, they had a Jack O'Lantern spectacular. And, oh, my goodness, it must have been more than, like, 10,000 carved pumpkins.
What?
Yeah, and you know, they don't let you in until the sun sets, so it was like 6:50 approximately that they let you in through the doors. And it's kind of a dark setting, and, like, you walk through, it's a park, but it's, like, more like a forest, really.
Yeah.
And it's all lit up, and it's like $16. And it's such a steal for $16. It was incredible. It really was incredible. I'm glad I went.
Really? When you said $16, I thought you were going to say, man, it was a ripoff walking around looking at pumpkins.
No. Oh, my. I'm gonna send you pictures. You would be amazed. They even had an Ozzy Osbourne carved pumpkin. It was like, I could have swore it must have been a computer laser etched pumpkin for Ozzy Osbourne, Diane Keaton, Gene Hackman. They had all these Disney characters. I mean, it was just incredible. You could not believe the amount of pumpkins. It was just so many pumpkins, unbelievable.
Was there a bunch of people there too? I mean, was there like a long line waiting to get in?
The line was definitely more than 400 people.
Oh wow! At $16 a pop, they're making some jack.
Oh, they are making some jack-o'-lantern.
So let me ask you this: so you just walk through the place? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's pretty
cool.
cool.
And the kids loved it. I mean, it was just incredible. I wish we had something like that on the Panhandle.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe you can bring it to the Panhandle and open a small business during the Halloween season.
Boom! We could put it right there in either Pier Park or maybe one of the parks around there, Publix Park.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sounds good. So, did you eat anything?
Texas Longhorn. Oh shoot! Now I ate like cookout, and the cat.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay, you said you ate cookout
with University of Kentucky kids.
Yeah, I got you. So tonight we've got the Louisville-Miami game, and I wanted to talk about that because when you look at this Miami team, you've got to think that Miami is one of those teams that is pressing to be the number one team in the country. Obviously, they've had some signature wins. Carson Beck's played phenomenal. Do you think that there's a chance for Miller Moss to pull off the upset? Because he's been good, but he's not been great. And the offensive line, when they did lose to Virginia, that was the key to them losing to Virginia. He got sacked 5 times. So what do you think?
I think there's a chance for Louisville. I just think that they're going to have to get lucky. And if Miami slips up and gives a couple of turnovers, Louisville could easily win this game.
Yeah, well, if you look at some of the things that Miami don't do very well, and one of those things is third down conversions. They're 31 for 70, which is 44%. So pretty terrible when it comes to third down, even though they're winning. But when you've got those kids that we're talking about on the defensive line, Mesidor and Bain, when you look at them, they're pretty phenomenal. I mean, they're already talking about Bain being a possible opportunity to get to New York. And then when you look at even what he's doing, he could be the first 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pick in the draft.
Oh, easily.
I mean, he's just a big dude, and the thing is he's got like that motor that they look for the edge rusher. You can line him up over center. He kind of reminds me, he's not as big as Chris Jones, but he reminds me of him from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So you were really high on Miller Moss, though. Are you still there with Miller Moss, or are you still like, I don't know?
I'd still have the top 10.
You think so?
Can you hear me, Paul?
I can now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm still high on him. I still think that he's going to be able to finish in the top 10 as far as quarterbacks go.
Do you think he's got a chance to, do you think Louisville, if they don't win this game, do you think they're out? That's it?
Yeah. They lose this game. Well, they have to lose it really close if they lost to even be possibly into getting into the playoffs. But the problem is, if they lose this game, that's a second ACC loss. Chances are they're not going to make the ACC championship.
Yeah. So, as far as Miami, though, if they're business as usual, it looks like their road gets even easier because this game tonight is one of those games that we did talk about at the beginning of the year, that it was going to be one of those games on their schedule that it's a possibility. Now, obviously, I think it's like a 78 or 82% chance that they win. But like you said, if something were to happen, if Beck was to come out and look, a little bad or throw some picks or something like that, and Moss and them look good, could you see it being one of those close games, or do you think it's just going to be like what they've been doing? They're just going to get ahead early and then kind of just grind it out for the rest of the game?
Well, you really can't either way.
Did you say?
I said that second quarter can go either way. This game gets close, or Miami could pull away and then Louisville never regain their composure.
Yeah. What do you think about what game? I know you had said there was another game that you were talking that you were going to go to before we went to this game. What other game was you going to want to talk about? Was you going to want to talk about this Texas-UK game? What do you think about it?
Well, it's a 13.5-point spread, and the Kentucky fans do not sound confident.
Really? So have you talked to some of the Kentucky fans there as far as about the game and about what their direction is?
Yeah, they don't sound very confident at all. Texas, after losing to Florida, they handled up Oklahoma and held them to 6 points. The Kentucky fans don't feel confident after Texas already has rebounded.
So do you have a blue shirt to wear, or are you gonna try to walk in there with an LSU shirt on and probably get slapped in the back of the head?
You're gonna pumpkin fight.
You better bring a pumpkin. So are you going to wear? You got a UK shirt?
Yeah, I got a UK shirt. It's got the state, like the shape of the state, and it says UK all over it.
Okay, so you're going to act like you're a big UK fan tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, they do the catwalk, and so you can go down there and maybe if you, I don't know, tell them that you're with the Sports Blitz, they might give you an interview. You never know.
Hey, let me tell you, last night I was in Lexington in the bars after that. I went to Louisville, and they were cheering on the Bengals big time in that game last night.
Well, they're big. Yes, they're big Bengal fans in Kentucky for sure, 100%, because obviously that's their closest team. What'd you think about that game? I called that the Geritol Bowl.
Well, come on. As soon as Rodgers took that 1-point lead with 3 minutes left?
Yeah.
It looked like, Jamar Chase looked mad. He looked mad. And, Flacco wasn't sure if he'd get it done, but they got it done, and the whole bar was just so happy.
Let me ask you this about that game. Would you ever in your life imagine that they would throw one wide receiver 23 passes on a night?
Wow, that's crazy.
And the fact is, he caught 16 of them.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So we had the discussion early on about the NFL, and we've talked about it. Obviously, you being an LSU guy, we've always talked about Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. You got to now tip your hat to Jamar Chase. If you can get in this vicinity, that's why I didn't understand why Jake Browning was so bad, is because you got Jamar Chase to throw the ball to, and it seemed like he was trying to go through progressions, and there's no reason to. Flacco said, I don't care if 2 people are on him. It doesn't matter if the whole team's on him. I don't care if he's out of bounds. I'm throwing him the ball, even if he's out of the game.
Yeah.
So
and in Who got the big catch at the end, though? Is T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, yeah. But you got to tell me, Jamar Chase, he's the guy, right? I mean, he's the number one wide receiver in the NFL.
Absolutely, yeah. Doesn't matter who's throwing the ball.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, Jake Browning wasn't throwing in the ball, and then they lose all these games, and then Joe Flacco comes in and beats the Steelers. Now, let me ask you this, though. Did you see how bad the Steelers' defense looked at the end? It was like they just didn't know what they were doing. What do you think is going on with Tomlin in that?
Oh, they'll bounce back. They're going to get their focus back. He'll whip them right back into shape. And, I mean, their schedule's not, like, top tier. They're not even an average hard schedule, really. With the Ravens out, I really don't see a problem with the Steelers winning this division still.
Yeah, well, you know that Aaron Rodgers was 3-0 against Joe Flacco head-to-head coming into last night's game. So he's 3-1 now against him. And the thing is that these guys are crazy old. I mean, and you could tell. Yeah. You could tell. Both of them didn't look great. Did you see the touchdown celebration that Aaron Rodgers was doing, and then somebody came and tackled him on his own team, and he got fired up about that?
Oh, yeah, he was mad at his own teammate for tackling him.
Yeah. So, just so you know, Lone Star Bullhouse, all-star over there, Stone Cold Brian Austin said that Kentucky's about to get rolled up there in Lexington.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully, I'll be a good luck charm.
Well, you know that, so let me just give you a little idea about, I don't know what time you're getting to the game. I don't know what your festivities are going to be. So they have right over there on the visitor side where you can stand and wait for the team bus to pull up, and where they walk into the stadium, because they don't drive under the stadium there. And so what you can do is you wait by the fence there, and you can see Sarkisian, you can see Arch Manning, all of those, Wisner, all of those things. So either way, if you wanted to, you just have to, get there. There's probably going to be people there, already, but usually you can just stand right there and be right on the fence, and they'll take pictures, they'll give you 5, all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
And then after the game, if you wait till the end of the game, it's not as secured because people are already left. But you can also go there and you'll see just the families there. So you might see Arch's family and all right there. And actually the night that LSU fired Coach Ogeron, I was at that game, and I actually was standing there when they just had told him, or I don't think they told him just then, but he was really aggravated and running back to the bus. And that was the night that I met the former Florida State quarterback, Brad Johnson.
Oh, Brad Johnson. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's the same place they go in at is the same place they come out at, and that's where they load on and off. So you should be good to go seeing them there.
Yeah, sounds like it could probably have a rowdy crowd yelling at the visitors.
They do, kind of, but not really. It's not too bad. They're more or less, don't forget, and I know this is going to make some Kentucky fans pretty mad probably, but Kentucky's a basketball school. So a lot of those fans there are wanting to see the celebrities or the celebrity college football players and the celebrity coaches that come. So they'll take pictures. They might boo them a little bit, but they won't. They're there to see them and take a picture of them.
Yeah.
But either way, so you're going to stay on for the next segment, or are you trying to get out of there?
No, I'll stay on for the next segment. And we got to make our NFL picks because we haven't even done that.
Yeah, I know. And, obviously I would have picked the Bengals last night. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, probably, maybe. Who knows?
You think you would have picked them?
We can't count this game because, we didn't pick before the kickoff.
You wouldn't have picked them either, so I think we should just let that one be a tie, so either way. But let me ask you this. Are you thinking that Kentucky's going to keep it close at all for this Texas game?
Yeah, I think actually Kentucky's only going to lose by 10.
Really?
Yeah, 10. I think the Kentucky's only going to lose by 10.
Now,
how much you think Texas can score?
they're not. I don't know. I mean, they look decent against an Oklahoma defense that's probably going to be better than Kentucky's defense. Kentucky's going to do some things probably because they're at a, throw the kitchen sink at them. And that's the thing about Kentucky. Every year they have one game on their whole schedule. Last year it was Ole Miss. The year before that it was the Florida Gators. But this year, could it be the Texas Longhorns that they throw a wrench in Texas's opportunity to try to get back into the conversation of a playoff?
Well, hopefully, Kentucky, I'm not saying they always have one upset, but they've done it in the past, like with Ole Miss last year. And hopefully they have some fight left in them. I'm going to say 27-17 Texas wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably going to be close early. I don't think it will be close later. I probably more or less thinking, because I think they're going to start Boley, which is the true freshman out of Lexington Christian Academy, LCA, I believe. He hasn't had a lot of starts. He kind of got thwarted into the starting position because of Calzada going down. But when you look at how Kentucky's been able to move the ball at times, they've actually looked really good. Their wide receiver core isn't bad. They get open. It's just that sometimes that offensive line is a little shaky, and that's where I think it's going to break down. I just worry about them being able to keep him fresh and to be able to stay in the pocket and throw the passes, because he's a big kid. He's strong and everything. So, I mean, he's got all the tools. So it's going to be curious to see how that goes.
Do you think Kentucky can score 17?
Yeah, I think so. I think they could score 17. I'm probably thinking more that they're going to kick a lot of field goals, 3 to 4, and then they might get a touchdown. So they could get to 20, but it'd be pretty hard.
Yeah, because, I mean, they held, Oklahoma to 6 last week, and they held Ohio State to 14. You kind of do the math. I think 17's actually kind of pushing a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into the Florida Gators. Hobbzilla, Chris Hobbs is in the building. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get ready for a monumental ACC clash tonight.
He's going down again!
The undefeated Miami Hurricanes host a 4-1 Louisville Cardinals. This is a battle for dominance in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Don't miss a single snap as these two powerhouses collide. Kickoff coming up at 6 tonight on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday afternoon. The remainder of the day, mostly sunshine and 82 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south-southeast. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 68. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 82. For Sunday, a small chance of sprinkles in the morning and afternoon, and then mostly sunshine and a high of 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
A.E. Wright Investigations serves Bay County and the surrounding communities with a wide range of investigative services, including insurance fraud. When you feel a private investigator is needed, A.E. Wright Investigations is here to assist you. Please reach out at any time, 850-588-9275, and online at aewrightinvestigations.com. And take comfort in knowing that all investigations, consultations, and services provided are strictly confidential. Florida license 835-00007.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
2 big games this Sunday.
Breaks the tackle at the 5 for the touchdown.
First, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Airtime at 11, kickoff at noon. Then Sunday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons, coming off a big win, look to keep the momentum going at the San Francisco 49ers. Kickoff at 7:15. Plus, Monday Night Football. Your Tampa Bay Bucks are at the Detroit Lions. It's all right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida airs the biggest games of the week from the SEC, ACC, and beyond. If it matters in college football, it's on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We've got Jeffrey on the phone. We also have Edward on the phone, calling in on the Red 7T's phone line. Edward, are you with us, my friend?
What is going on, guys? What about them Dodgers last night, baby?
Oh, yeah, 3-0, buddy. 3-0. One more to close it out. What do you think?
My math wasn't correct last night. I picked 3-5 Dodgers, but hey, we still got the W. That's what counts, right?
That's right. That's all that matters at this point.
And I think we're going for the sweep tonight. That's an opinion. Probably a fact, but I think we're going to get the sweep tonight.
My man said, it's an opinion, but probably a fact. That's what I'm talking about. I like the confidence. You getting out this, so the wife or the girlfriend gonna make you sweep the house tonight if you get the sweep?
You know what, man? We're on the jury's out on that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I did want to say something though, really quick. A quick positive note before I have my question. But last night I went out to the bar. They were doing sports trivia, and one of the questions you brought up, the comments you brought up about out of the 4 teams that were in the playoffs, who's been hitting over 300? The answer was nobody, and the closest was Freddie Freeman. And I know you brought that up. You had made that comment, and I won a free beer because of you. So it pays to listen to your show, by the way.
Oh, man, that's great. Bone Crusher, you need to make sure you tag that part right there. So, man, you know what? I'm here for the people, Edward. I'm here for the people.
And so saying that, my question for the day is, what sleeper team are you thinking about this week for college football? Who's the team I should be looking out for? Sleeper team. Nick, pick them.
Oh, man. When you look at it,
who to watch?
You know, I know that they're the favorite by 1.5. Vanderbilt is. But a lot of people believe that LSU is going to win. I know Jeff's probably got something to say about that. But, I mean, to me, you would never think that Vanderbilt would be a team that would be up. So they're not really I don't know. I'm thinking Vanderbilt's going to win. And when you look at the other teams, obviously, you know, you got USC. They could probably win. But, man, I'm just thinking Vanderbilt because, you know, Jeffrey's on the phone. Jeffrey, are you still there? What do you think?
Who is it? Who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to stick with LSU. I mean, there's how many games did y'all pick? Y'all picked 2 games different from me, and one of them was both of y'all, you and Brandon, both took Vandy.
Yeah. Is there a game that you think is going to be a upset?
Well, is Washington, I'm sure, is an upset against Michigan, at Michigan.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that could be one.
I mean, how big of a difference is, I guess Mizzou at Auburn? I mean, none of y'all took Auburn. I was surprised.
Yeah, no. And don't forget, we do have Chris Hobzilla in the building. And, Chris, when you look at it, you pointed to the board here. So are you trying to say that Louisville's going to upset Miami tonight?
Are they not at home? I mean, are they at home or what?
It's at Miami.
Okay, so that gives, I was just saying that Louisville may have a chance in that one. Either way.
So there you go, Edward. So we got one saying Louisville possible. You got me with Vandy. You got Jeff with Missouri. So those 3 games, obviously there's probably not two. I mean, I know that Vanderbilt's a 1.5-point favorite, but either way, there's your 3.
There you go, man, and that's what I need to hear. I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to let y'all go. Good luck. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Appreciate it so much, y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Edward. Man, I appreciate you calling. You're an awesome guest. I appreciate it, buddy. So we've got Chris Hobzilla in the building. And Chris, number one, welcome.
Hey, man. What's up? How you doing?
Good. So when we look at the game this week, so you got Florida and Mississippi State. This is not Grandpa's Mississippi State. This is not the Mississippi State that Leach had. This is not Mississippi State that Jackie Sherrill had. This is not Mississippi State that Dan Mullen had. This is a different style of team. This is a team that is, better than we expected, except for the one game against A&M. Do you believe that, Mississippi State is legitimate? You think they're a real good team in the SEC?
I mean, I can't say they're a real good team, but they, should play Florida pretty well. I feel like the talent, even with everything Florida has going on with Billy Napier, possibly exiting this weekend, that, Florida will still pull out the win. So it'll probably be a little closer than I want it to be.
So you do believe Florida's going to win?
Yes.
Okay, Jeff, what do you think about that? Florida, Mississippi State.
Oh, wait, Florida didn't just, end their season? Man, all that talk about firing a coach and Penn State beat them to it.
That is true. That is true.
You know what? I'm actually going to say that Florida is actually going to steal this game from Mississippi State, but I think it's going to be a knockdown, drag them out, and I'm not sure if both teams can even score 17 by halftime, because I think that Mississippi State defense is going to bear down on them.
Yeah, and when you look at Mississippi State, and it's kind of what you said, Chris, when you look at Mississippi State, they have talent on both sides of the ball. It's not a team that's not talented. And, a lot of those kids are from the state of Mississippi. And, when you look at, if you look at Mississippi State's basketball team, they may not be 5 stars, but they're going to be loaded with athletes. They can run up and down the floor in basketball. So imagine what you're getting with the Mississippi State football team as well. And when you look at how, I would call it, what would you call it? Like uneasy, unknowing, a big question mark looming over Florida's head. What type of team do you think is going to show up on the Florida side?
Well, DJ was saying that he's getting tired of, the losing culture that we're building there. So, I really feel like him and the other guys are going to come together and win what might be Billy Napier's last stand. So,
when Billy Napier has his back against the wall, he's about as good a coach as there is as far as records go. And, we're going to try to save as much as we can talking about where and what and who after the 5 o'clock hour, because I really want to dive into, is Billy Napier staying? Is Billy Napier leaving? Who's coming? Who's not coming? And who could possibly come to the team? But when you look at this game, how important is this game for the fans? Not for the coaches, not for the team, but for the fans.
Being honest, the fans seem to only care about what's going on behind the scenes right now, and most of us have checked out on the season. So,
what does that sound like to you, Jeff? When you hear that from a fan base saying, hey, I don't really care if we win or lose, I just want to know what's going to happen with our coach.
No, I mean, I think that they're going to go to the game wanting their team to win. I mean, anybody who's going to pay money to go see a team is going to want their team to win. But if they start yelling, fire Billy or Sunbelt Billy got to go or something like that, then it's like the tables have turned and it's got to happen. The axe has got to come down.
Do you think that, that, I don't know, I don't know how you could say it except for, do you think it's warranted, the abuse that's going on online with Billy Napier right now?
It's wanted by who?
No, it's warranted. Do you think it's just? Do you think it's just cause?
Well, I mean, I've been saying for 3 weeks now. I said if they can beat Texas and Texas A&M, he saves his job, and that doesn't seem like the consensus. But now that we've already gotten past losing to A&M. Now you got to look at a Mississippi State team, and that'd be the biggest embarrassment is to lose to Mississippi State because they were, dead last year, Mississippi State was. Kentucky was second to last. I mean, You got to win this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I know Mississippi State's different from last year. I know they've gotten better. But, it's like being a Vanderbilt, You know how bad you all felt last year when Bama lost to Vanderbilt?
Yeah, you always seem to bring it up, but yeah.
Well, no, I mean, LSU lose to crud teams too, I mean, we could talk about Troy, can't we?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
But if Florida loses to Mississippi State, it's kind of like, wow, you beat Texas and that's all you did all year.
Yeah, but they're probably, wouldn't you agree, Chris, they're probably, because of the state of where they are with the coach, they're probably just going to throw that on his back and say, we had a different coach, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to kind of push that one away. Alabama's lost to Vanderbilt. Obviously we got the same coach, and then we come back the next year and go 14-14 at the half. And not, everybody's scared and worried to death about that. So it's a little different than what y'all are going through this year.
And that's a different Vanderbilt team, too, with Diego and everything. So, I mean, it's a little different. But as far as the winning or losing, a lot of other insiders are coming out and saying that if, Florida even wins this game, it doesn't matter that Billy's still gone. There's so much stuff leaking about it, and kind of goes along with what I was told a couple weeks ago that he's been silently fired. So
yeah. Well, we do have a caller, Bill from West Tennessee, Gator fan. Bill, how you doing, my friend?
Man, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
We're doing fantastic. This weather is wonderful down here. Great time of the year for down here in Florida.
Outstanding. Hey, I wanted to make I think Vandy's going to pull off the upset tomorrow.
Me too.
I think Bama beats Tennessee, and I think Georgia beats Ole Miss.
Yep, those are exactly how.
And Louisville, I think Louisville's going to sneak out of Miami with a win tomorrow as well.
What?
Or tonight, rather.
What? You think so?
I like Jim Brom. He's a good offensive coordinator, good head coach, good play caller.
Wow. Okay. Well, what about them Gators?
Now, as far as the Gators and the Hail State Bulldogs, it's going to be a dog-gator fight, okay? A big-time dog-gator fight. My prediction is either it's going to be a close one that Mississippi State pulls off, or we're going to blow them out.
Really?
Only because they're going to be fighting for Bad News Billy, Hot Seat Billy. We call him Hot Seat Billy too. But I think Billy knows he's gone. He knows that. He knows he's about to collect a big check. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even think he cares.
Well, I mean, you got to look at those guys. They're making money already. You know what I mean? Like they don't just make their years.
Paid.
Yeah, the players are, and the coaches getting paid. So he's not hurting for money.
The only bad part is all the staff he's hired that have like the people that do the all the technological stuff or the little assistant. They're going to be out of a job with no money, and I've heard that a lot of those people are already looking for something else because they know what's going to happen too.
Yeah, that's what usually happens when they have a coach firing like that. Sometimes they'll retain some people just in the low level management or some things just to kind of keep the ball floating, and especially with the Gators not knowing if they're going to go ahead and hire or if they're just going to do the interim, which obviously they're going to do the interim now, but still they'll hold on to some of those guys, but those guys will already know. They'll be able to send out their tape, their resumes to these other programs and be able to try to catch on with somebody next year.
So here's my best case scenario for Florida to finish off the season once we get rid of Bad News Billy. And they may let Bad News Billy stay on the rest of the year, possibly. I don't know. But I would suggest get Urban Meyer to come and finish up the season and then hire Lane and forget about it. And they're going to throw Lane a lot of money.
So are you in the ballpark that you think it's without a doubt Lane Kiffin?
It should be, and I think Lane would come. I read a lot of his Instagrams and whatnot, and he's not going to be satisfied at Ole Miss 8, 9, 10 wins a year. He wants to win championships, and it's not possible at Ole Miss with their resources. They operate at a deficit yearly. It's public record. And the fact that they haven't locked him in with a long-term, multi-million-dollar contract like Indiana just did with Cignetti says a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It says a lot. And to be honest with you, I think Florida was foolish to fire Dan Mullen. My personal opinion.
Yeah, well, he's got his hands full tomorrow. They play Boise State, so I think that's going to be for Dan Mullen. That'll be his deal. That'll be his deal tomorrow.
He's going 7.
And I like Mullen. Personally, I will say this. We wouldn't be scoring 15, 16 points a game with Dan Mullen in this roster.
Yeah. Well, it's the fact of can he get out and recruit like Billy, because that is one thing Billy could do is recruit. Recruiting was his biggest strong point, grabbing these kids, and having the resources at Florida. That's why everybody that I talk to, I try to ask them, is Florida a top 10 job? I think it is, but Jeff does not think it is. Jeff does not think it is.
Well, I don't care what Jeff has to say. But I'll tell you this, Mullen asked for these same things Billy has gotten and was turned down.
Gotcha.
Okay, and Billy has gotten everything under the sun and still drops a big turd on Gator fans, the players, alumni, Gator Nation.
Well, I'm with you on that. Well, Bill, we got to take our next break, and I appreciate you calling.
Bobby, let's put out some good information, okay? I want to hear about DJ, what you were saying earlier. I want to hear about this.
Okay, I'm sure that part will come.
Oh, yeah, we're coming with that. We're trying to wait till the first of the hour just to drop all this new stuff that we've got.
I'm watching live, cooking some ribs tonight, drinking some cold beer, so I need to see some good information.
We got you, man. I wish you could send some of that good ribs to us. We appreciate it, Bill. Have a good night, my friend.
Have a great weekend.
Later, Bill.
Man?
You too, buddy.
Bye-bye.
And when we come back, we are going to dive into more of this Florida Gator talk. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 Studio Line. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tomorrow, it's a college football triple header.
75 yards. Wow.
First, LSU at a surprising Vanderbilt. Coverage starts at 10:30, kickoff at 11. Then Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss have their hands full when they're between the hedges at Georgia. Kickoff at 2:30.
He's going down again.
Then it's Missouri at Auburn. Airtime at 6, kickoff at 6:55. Listen live right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the adventure going this holiday season in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus a $500 APR bonus on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento during the big fall savings event going on now. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. It's the best family SUV with third-row seating space, providing extra comfort for the entire family. Bill Bird Kia, the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 105 East 15th Street, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia S and LX models. $20.83 per month per 1,000 financed in 48 months. Quantities limited. $500 APR bonus is applied as down payment, and no cash value cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 11/3/25.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. This is the Sports Blitz. We don't just talk sports. We start fires. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Radio. Don't forget you can call in 850-215-6290 on the Red 7T's phone line. Don't forget tonight, directly after the show, kickoffs at 6 o'clock, Louisville at Miami. Don't forget also tomorrow, 10:30 kickoff, LSU, Vanderbilt. Then you got the 2:30, Ole Miss and Georgia, and then the nightcap, 6:55, Missouri at Auburn. We are your place for college football. Jeffrey, you're in Lexington. Now, you have to eat at a place called Ramsey's before you leave. So I don't know what the girlfriend has on the docket, but either way, make sure she gets you over to Ramsey's in Lexington, and they stay open late too. So they've got a place called Drake's that's connected to it, and you can have some good food over there.
Yep.
That's all you're going to say? Yep.
Well, I mean, we already ate at Sedona's, and that was incredible. That was really good food there.
Yeah, well,
Lexington.
I'm just saying, just get over there if you can. Now, Chris, when you look at Billy's coaching staff, you know, you made mention there's people there that it's not just Billy that's doing all the recruiting, because obviously everybody, it's about your support staff. If you look at Coach Saban's tree, all of these guys on there are from his tree. You got to think, if he had Kirby there, he had Lane there, he had Billy there, he had Cignati there. He had all of these guys there that could go out and recruit, and they know how to talk to people, and they know what to say in the living rooms. Who are some of those guys from the Florida team that they need to try to retain even if Billy leaves?
Yeah, number one, they need to try their best to keep, pull out all the red carpet, whatever they got to do for is, Joe Hamilton. He's the guy that got DJ Lagway to Florida. He went over to Texas A&M and did some stuff over there. I believe it was just recruiting type stuff for them, and he came right back to Florida, and got Lagway to come to Florida.
So he's the one that, that you think he should hold on to. Now, was he one of Billy's guys in Louisiana, or do you know where he came?
No, I don't know all of the facts about Joe Hamilton. I just know he's been a huge recruiting force for us ever since he's been there. Like, a lot of people are afraid, what happens, oh God, the recruiting is going to go away, as soon as, Billy's gone, but that's not true. Florida's still got the resources and the money, and if they can keep Joe Hamilton, then they can, still pull the right guys, because Florida's had a problem winning battles over Texas, and Joe Hamilton is kind of the you could say the mediator. He's, from Texas area and things like that, so he's able to, get the Texas kids aboard on to a Florida program, so.
Hey, Jeffrey, how do you, we've talked about this before, but when you look at all of these quarterbacks that's come from the state of Texas, you've got all of these quarterbacks. You've got Baker Mayfield, you got Kyler Murray, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got DJ Lagway. You've got all of these quarterbacks that are coming from the state of Texas, and almost none of them, not none of them, but there's some, but most of these guys that are NFL quarterbacks did not go to the University of Texas. Isn't that an insult for Texas, or no?
Absolutely, and Drew Brees also.
Yeah,
Nick Foles. Well, Nick Foles probably did go to UT, huh?
No, he didn't. I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Wow. I mean, that's just losing in their own state.
Yeah, I mean, they had Colt McCoy, and they had Vince Young, and they had Garrett. What was his name?
Gilbert. Garrett Gilbert. Yeah, he was horrible. He had a transfer to SMU.
Right. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, when you hear, like it, I don't know if it shocked you like it did me, but because I didn't really realize DJ was from the state of Texas. But isn't it crazy that Florida has a guy that recruits Texas? I mean, obviously you're going to have those guys, but like, to me, it's like, man, you got Texas A&M, you got Texas, you've got now Texas Tech, who spends so much money, but you still got Florida with its hotbed of recruits that they still go outside and grab all these guys from Texas.
I mean, if I would be grabbing defensive linemen from Texas, because that seems like they get a lot of great people from there. And if you're going to get an offensive lineman, you go to the Midwest. You know, why stay within the state of Florida when you're competing with the Hurricanes and the Seminoles?
Yeah, it's a mess having to do that.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, I mean, really, you could build your whole team off Texas and Florida. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because you know what, the other, has the most players coming out of it really is California, but, I mean, do they really pan out? Not as much anymore.
Yeah, the Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, that's it. And when you look at it, I was talking to someone today about Oklahoma, and it's like they've got their state, but there's really not a lot of big-time recruits that come out of the state of Oklahoma. They have to go over to Texas to try to grab them, and because of Texas A&M and Texas Tech's ability now to do in the NIL, now you've got the availability of, you don't really, where's Oklahoma going to get their prospects out of?
Well, I mean, is Adrian Peterson and Baker Mayfield are both from Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. Where are they getting some of their cream of the crop from? I mean, they're not that far from the Texas state line. They could totally get from northern Texas all day long, especially at Dallas area.
Yeah, that could be true. We do have a comment on Facebook. It says Dallas will be a Cane next year.
Dallas Wilson?
Yeah.
It all depends on the coaching situation. I was told that DJ and, Dallas and Vernell Brown will all be there until, basically the NFL. But with this coaching change abruptly coming up, I don't know with the other stuff we're going to get into. So
yeah, well, we're going to talk about that at the top of the hour. When you look at the running back, now does he come back or is he a senior?
Jaden Ball, he's not a senior, no.
So he's somebody else that probably the new coach is going to want as well because he's a good player.
And Georgia insulted him. I'm not going to say too much about it. I know Georgia did reach out to him recently about, coming on. He's like, come home and everything, this to Jaden Ball. And he kind of was... You'd have to censor what he said, but it was just kind of, he had no reason. You guys never recruited me before I was at Florida, so...
Yeah, well, I just want you to know that while you were talking, Bone Crusher in the background was shaking his head like, come on home, baby, come on home to the state of Georgia. So Bone Crusher's the inside connection to the Georgia Bulldogs here, so just so you know.
Oh, I know.
There's a little bit of, he said straight up.
Yep. He knows Georgia, that's for sure.
I spent a couple years between the hedges living in Athens. I helped Larry Munson record commercials. It was a great experience. Rang the bell after big wins.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were the bell ringer. All right.
Everybody that was drunk leaving the bar at 2 a.m. was the bell ringer.
That's right. I got you. So, Jeffrey, when you see all of these things happening with the Florida Gator team, what does it make you feel like the state of the players? Like, we're going to talk about, with Chris about all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But when you hear all of the things, what do you think the players are just waiting for? Do you think they're just waiting for the name of the hire before they jump ship if they do get rid of Billy this weekend?
Absolutely. And then you don't want to just have a person you can believe in, but it always brings me back to what Emmitt Smith did when he was at Florida. as soon as he heard Steve Spurrier was going to be the next coach, he said, "Oh no, that guy's going to be passing all over the place. I'm not going to get my name out there." So he just decided as a junior, just go ahead and come out and go to the pros. And I mean, we know who Emmitt Smith is now, but when he was in college, he wasn't that big name, but look how much of a stud he was.
Yeah, that's true. And that's, when you look at it now, Chris, you got to think that, all of the guys that are being named, because this is a top 10 job. I don't care. I know me and Jeff have disagreed on this for a while now, but this is a top 10 job. And when you have these guys that are coming in, they gotta be offensive guys. So when you come back to a team like this, you're going to have a quarterback that's shown that there's been times where he's been elite. You've got the running back who showed at times that he's been elite.
Yes.
And then now you've got this Dallas Wilson kid who actually possibly could be next year's Jeremiah Smith in college football on that team. And, I mean, that's 3 pillars of your offense that you could build around. So not only is it a good place for you to go as a coach, but it's a good place for you to start. You're not going to have to rebuild necessarily. You'll just, wherever the coach comes from, he's going to bring some of his players, and he's going to add to what Florida wants unless he brings his own quarterback. And that's something that I wonder about.
Yeah, Kiffin would do that.
If Kiffin were to be the guy, then that would be something that we're going to discuss. And we're going to discuss that because I got some questions for you at the top of the hour when we do talk about this in depth. So when you look at it, Jeff, have I changed your mind at all that this job is a top 5 or top 10 job?
No, not absolutely. Absolutely not. Not even top 12.
Top 20?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
top
cool.
15, easily top 15, but not top 12. And I want to give you homework, Paul. I want you to go home this weekend, and I want you to write down your top 12. And if you have the Gators in the top 10, I'm going to argue with you.
Well,
actually, you could probably have them in the top 12, but definitely not the top 10.
Well, I definitely talked to somebody that I would call, and I'm not going to name his name, but when we do have him back on the show, so there's a clue there. He's already been on the show. I talked to him today, and I asked him. I said, "Is Florida in the top?" And he said, "Absolutely." As far as jobs, he said in the top.
Can I name 7 teams that have won national titles since Florida Gators won in 2008? I can name them right off the top of my head. I think it's probably only 7 that have won the national title. And one of those teams is not in the top 20 as far as head coaching jobs go, and that's Auburn.
Right. And you could also, the other one you could name that's not in the top 10 is Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma hadn't won one in forever.
I think it comes. Sorry to interrupt you, Jeff, but sometimes I think the top 10 comes more than just about wins and losses. Like, the Swamp is just iconic, and the Gator logo, things like that. It's a great brand, so that's the only reason I think the top 10 is possible, so.
The problem is that I do understand you have support that's going to be, top 15 or top 20. I get that. I see the wins. I see the championships. But when you consider what the main 4 factors of it is, they don't stay in that top 10 because they're sharing the state with the Hurricanes and the Seminoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's the problem.
Texas is sharing the state with Texas A&M and Texas Tech now with all the money.
But I've told you, they got 32 million people living in the state of Texas and they live and breathe football, more than Florida does. You only have 23 million in the state of Florida, and you're splitting it 3 ways. It's a pie.
And there's no way, and now, especially with the confident person that I talked to today, there's no way that I would have Oklahoma in the top 10, and there's no way you can tell me otherwise about that team because that's the only thing good in Oklahoma. The state of Oklahoma is Oklahoma, and then they have to grab Texas's recruits just to even be comparable in their football program. People want to go to Florida. People don't want to go to Oklahoma.
Well, for football, they sure do want to go to Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see what their recruiting class looks like next year because I'm not sure if it's going to be in the top 10.
Well, we'll see.
Well, we're bumping up against the break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into more of this college football season. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call or text in now on the Red 7T's studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get ready for a monumental ACC clash tonight.
He's going down again.
The undefeated Miami Hurricanes host a 4-1 Louisville Cardinals. This is a battle for dominance in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Don't miss a single snap as these two powerhouses collide. Kickoff coming up at 6 tonight on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday afternoon. The remainder of the day, mostly sunshine and 82 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south-southeast. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 68. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 82. For Sunday, a small chance of sprinkles in the morning and afternoon, and then mostly sunshine and a high of 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
WVLQ Point St. Joe, WGSX. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tomorrow, it's a college football triple header.
75 yards! Wow!
First, LSU at a surprising Vanderbilt. Coverage starts at 10:30, kickoff at 11. Then Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss have their hands full when they're between the hedges at Georgia. Kickoff at 2:30.
He's going down again.
Then it's Missouri at Auburn. Airtime at 6, kickoff at 6:55. Listen live right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. The Sports Blitz.
Welcome home, baby.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The music. It is 5 o'clock on this Friday. Man, we made it to the weekend. You did it. It's time to have some fun, have some good food, and watch some good football. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. I'm joined by Chris Hobzilla. I'm joined by Jeffrey on the phone. We got Bone Crusher crushing the ones and the twos. And we are joined with a friend of the show, the voice of the LSU Tigers, Chris Blair. Chris, how are you doing today, my friend?
No, I'm doing great. Just like you said, man, it's Friday. I just landed in Music City and getting ready for a big weekend starting the day tomorrow at 11 a.m.
You know what? I appreciate you taking this call. I know you guys landed probably about 15 minutes ago, and we appreciate you here at the Sports Blitz, ESPN Northwest Florida. Thanks you so much for being here. How big of a game is this game coming into Nash Vegas, a 1.5 point underdog to Vanderbilt of all teams? But how big is this game, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's a big game, but I think it's a big game for both teams. I mean, you've got Vandy off to, they went off to a 5-0 start. That's the first time they've done that since 2008, and they haven't done that but twice in the last 80 years. So they're playing great football. They were expecting to play great football. LSU comes in 5-1 as well. And I think both teams are looking for this to be the springboard because, face it, there's some bigger games, laying out there down the horizon for both LSU and Vanderbilt. But both of these teams feel like they can battle for the top of the conference. And right now, when you look across the SEC with 16 teams, got a handful with, unbeatens. You got a handful with 1 loss, handful with 2 losses, and a handful with 3 losses. So there's not a whole lot of separation as of yet. But, with Vanderbilt and LSU both already 1 loss in league play, the winner tomorrow still is right there with the very top of the conference within grasp.
Yeah, and that's the key about this year's SEC. You've got every team that's vying for position, jockeying, so to speak. And when you look at it, you've got an Ole Miss team that's undefeated. You've got Georgia, who's always been Georgia, you got an Alabama team that's being Alabama. And then you've got these teams like Vanderbilt and Missouri and Mississippi State and A&M that are just playing outside of their norms this year. And when you look at each game, it's almost like, gosh, we've got it. We can't show it with the B team. We've got to show it with the A team every single week. I don't know if this from top to bottom has ever been, the SEC has ever been this strong in my lifetime. I don't think.
No, I think you can take a number of tangibles and statistics and probably make a pretty good argument for that theory. I mean, a lot of the things you've read about, and it's been talked about a lot over the last couple of weeks, is the average margin of victory in SEC games against SEC opponents. I mean, there was a time where it was a top-heavy league, as you alluded to, and there were games where you knew there were going to be 14-point and 21-point wins. You look back to last weekend, and not all of them were conference games, of course, but every game, including an SEC team, there were only 4 that were double-digit wins. Everything else in conference was down to, 1 score, a field goal, and that's kind of how it's been. And I honestly, having had a chance to watch most all of these teams at one point or another, I don't see that changing.
Yeah, see, I don't either. I think these games are just as tight. I mean, here we are talking about Alabama. We've got Tennessee coming to Tuscaloosa, and I mean, yeah, it's the history lines up with us, but you cannot come in there half-stepping when Tennessee and Josh Heupel comes into that game as well. And then you're looking at all of these games across the spectrum. There's not a lot of blowouts going on in the SEC. There are across the college football landscape, but not in the SEC. And so realistically, these games matter. They're tough. They're always that. What has been Coach Kelly's message to the team this week, getting prepared to go into an atmosphere that realistically, I mean, last year Alabama went into that atmosphere thinking it was just going to be a bunch of non-factors, but Vanderbilt's stadium it kind of gets rocking a little bit now.
Oh, it's different. I mean, last time LSU played here was during the COVID-shortened season of 2020, and the stadiums had limits on it. But if you go back to the previous time, which was that magical 2019 team for LSU with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, and the list goes on, that was an LSU home game in Nashville. I mean, they took over the stadium, and that's no exaggeration. I'm saying there's 40,000 people in that stadium that early Saturday morning. There were about 25 to 30 LSU fans. So that tells you how much things have changed, because we don't expect that tomorrow. And, this is a Vanderbilt team that is no fluke. You look back to Coach Clark Lee's first year in 2021, they got 2 wins on the season. They went 0-for-8 in SEC play. And as you mentioned, they're 5-1 now, 1-1 in league action. But they're one of 6 teams, guys, in Power 4 football right now, in the top 25 in both rushing the football and stopping the run.
Yep.
So when you asked me what Coach Kelly's message was, it's one of those games, as it typically is, but probably more so, will be all won at the line of scrimmage. And, Vandy comes in just under 60% third down efficiency, and they win on first and second down. So the strategy for LSU's defense and Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator, is going to be you got to get them off schedule. You got to get them behind the chains. You got to make them 2nd and 10, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12. Because when they're successful with Diego Pavia, they're winning first and second down and always looking at 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, or 3rd and 5 and less. So that's the message. The message is if they stay out on the field, the more chances you give the football to Diego Pavia, the more chances he can hurt you. So when you get them 3rd and long, you got to get them off the field. And if you're LSU offensively, you got to be able to run the ball, which they did a little bit better last week against South Carolina.
Yeah, and that's the key. And when you look at this Commodore team, I mean, when you think of Vanderbilt, you don't think of what they're showing this year, or even what they showed last year. But talking about Diego, him being not only their leading passer, but also their leading rusher. And that's their game. Because normally you say in a game that you watch, you don't want your quarterback to be your leading rusher, but they're okay with that. They're okay with him getting outside of the pocket, creating kind of like Johnny Manziel did with A&M. And when you see that does, kind of makes a little bit of changes. And so when you look at the LSU linebackers, what is the status on your captain on your side of the linebackers?
Yeah, I think it'll be a game-time decision. I talked to Coach Kelly last night. Team is en route now, and he told me, look, it's going to be a game-day decision. It's a bone bruise near his ankle, and again, talked to several of the team doctors. They all say, hey, it's one of those deals. It's just a pain tolerance issue. Not a whole lot you can do for it. It's got to heal, and it comes down to how much can you stand the pain and still be able to do your job. So ultimately, to find that out, it'll be right up before boot meets ball at First Bank Stadium tomorrow, unfortunately, before we'll know if he's going to be good to go.
A little bit of comical question. Do you know if he's still dating Kiffin's daughter or not? That was a big deal the other day. Is he dating Kiffin's daughter still? Do you know what the status of that relationship is?
Yeah, as far as I know, he still is. And in fact, I think the big story before the bone bruise story that we broke last night, it was that he had gotten a new haircut, and a lot of people think that was influenced by, his new best friend.
Oh man, yeah, that's so funny. Well, let me ask you this: we've got a Florida insider with us here today, Chris Hobbzilla, and what do you think about the whole Billy Napier scenario going on right now, with everything breaking, kind of thinking about, talking about how that this could possibly be the last game for Billy Napier, whether he wins or loses? Have you been keeping up with that a little bit, Chris?
Well, that's just college football today, guys. I mean, that's the world we live in. We saw it, at Penn State last week. We'll see it at different schools, and probably there are 2 to 3 within the SEC that we may be talking about before all is said and done this year. It's a high risk with high reward, and that's what it is. I mean, and when you're at a program where the expectation is every year to compete in conference and every year to certainly be in the college football playoff, that's what you're up against. So whether it's at Florida, whether it's at LSU, whether you name the school, especially in the SEC, it's just the nature of the beast. And they know that when they sign up.
Oh yeah. It doesn't, you know how it flows. You've been in the business for a long time now, and you have to earn your keep, and that's where we are. So Chris, we know that you had just gotten off the plane, so we're going to respect your time. We're going to go ahead and let you go, and we appreciate you coming on, and hopefully next week we'll be able to talk and see how it worked out for you guys. But be careful and have some fun up there. The great Chris Blair, the voice of the LSU Tigers. Thank you, Chris.
You got it, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. You too. When you look at the way everything has been set up, college football has been set up this way.
Yeah.
That it is, what have you done for me lately?
Oh, yeah.
It's
a
not.
Business. Yeah. Big business.
Penn State went to the college football playoff last year.
Yep, and now he's fired.
Yeah. Jeffrey, are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So let me ask you this question. I didn't want to ask Chris Blair the implications of this game. If they lose tomorrow to Vanderbilt, is Brian Kelly's seat start warming up with all the coaching changes that's going to be going on this weekend?
I mean, I really wouldn't even say warming up. But, I mean, you're definitely going to have the difficulty of having to try and explain if you lose to A&M and Oklahoma after this. You know, it's all about the future, you know. Taking a second loss is not the death. It doesn't eliminate our team from the playoffs. But, you know, I mean, 10-2, you can make it to the playoffs. 9-3, then you're on that edge and definitely on the outside looking in. And you have to hope that other teams trip up in order to slide in.
Yeah, so we've been talking about it and we've been looking at it when you look at the state of the Florida Gators. Chris, who is, out of all the people that we've talked about, who is the most important player, in your opinion, that needs to stay with whoever they bring in at coach?
Definitely DJ Lagway. You know, he's the quarterback, and, you know, that pretty much is the leader of the team, you know, usually, and should be anyway. And that's definitely who they need to keep. I mean, but there's several others because these guys are so young. They have long careers ahead, you know, as far as college football. And to make Jeff feel a little bit better about moving into this weekend, I just wanted to say if Vanderbilt truly is favored in this, I kind of feel like that's Vegas's bait to get people to bet that way, and, you know, it's going to be LSU. So I just wanted to tell Jeff that.
Jeff, he's trying to make you feel good. I don't agree with him at all.
It's all good. I just wanted to try to make him feel better because I really don't see him losing to that one, and the Vegas line makes it feel fishy. So,
yeah.
Do you agree with that, Jeffrey?
Well, Vegas is making all kind of money this year. You don't know which way they can want you to go ahead and bet. But, I mean, them putting Vanderbilt favorite is kind of weird. You know, it's different.
They're baiting you there. They do it.
Yeah, and in Florida, Mississippi State, what's the spread on that one?
10.5. Florida wins by, and I don't think that will happen. Yeah, they're baiting.
Oh, my God.
Yep, so
that's some disrespect for Mississippi State.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, just for the sake of time, I'm not sure where you are, but we've got about 5 minutes to go before we go to our break because we're going to dive into this whole Florida thing right after the break, and we're gonna go straight ahead. Let's go through our picks real quick, and I'm going to write them down. And you know what? The good thing about this whole thing is, Jeffrey, you can't change your pick after this time. So here we go. We got the Rams and Jacksonville. Who you got, Jeffrey?
Rams.
Yep, me too. Got the Rams. And then New Orleans and Chicago. Come on.
Bears.
What?
The Bears.
Chicago, yeah, me too. Miami and Cleveland, the big battle of the lefty quarterbacks. Now, you got a 5'10" Tua against a 5'8" Dylan Gabriel, both left-handed. The wind's supposed to be going about 30 miles an hour. Who you taking right there?
This is a tough one. Actually, it might be the toughest one of the whole weekend. I'm going to take Cleveland now.
Man, I was thinking you were going to take Miami, and I believe Cleveland's going to win that one as well. What about New England and Tennessee?
New England is going to beat Tennessee, and, I mean, we kind of know what the Titans are doing. They're nothing. They're horrible.
Yeah, I think so, too. And then you got the Las Vegas versus Kansas City. It's not if they're going to win, but it's by how many.
Yeah, Kansas City is going to win this probably by more than 13 or 14 points. And they're the first team out right now at 3-3 record, so they got to get back in.
Yeah, that'll be it for them for sure. They'll do it. Philly and Minnesota. This one's going to be kind of, you know, I think there's going to be it's going to be a decent game. Carson Wentz is not playing bad, and Minnesota's defense is pretty good.
I think it's going to stay close in the first half, but Philly's going to pull away.
Yeah, I think so too. That's who I got as well. You got to start picking some non-favored teams. But anyway, we'll go ahead and keep going and letting you do that. Carolina and
Carolina.
Jets.
Carolina's the underdog? I'm questioning. Are they?
I don't think so. I think the Jets are the underdog on this one.
Well, I got Carolina. I don't care. The Jets are horrible. They're just maybe the bottom three team in the whole league.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then we got the Giants and Denver.
Denver again. Easy pick.
Yeah, I'm going Denver as well. But, Chris, I'm just going to let you in on a little information about Jeff. All he does is just pick all the winners.
All the favorites.
All the favorites. That's all he does. So, either way, you know how he is. Anyway, you got the Indianapolis Colts and the L.A. Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, just keep them going, Jeff. We love it. Just keep it going. I'm going with the Chargers, too. Washington at Dallas.
Dallas.
Wow, so that's who you're going with, Dallas, huh? Well, I'm going to take Washington right there just to try to get some, get some more room from you.
Who's favored on that one?
I think Dallas is favored. Green Bay at Arizona.
Arizona's horrible. Green Bay is going to rock them. They're going to kill them.
Yeah, I think so, too. Green Bay's got my vote. Atlanta and San Francisco.
Sorry, Bone Crusher. I'm going Frisco.
Oh, man.
All right, well, Bone Crusher, not so fast. I'm going Atlanta going to win this one. I think Mac Jones is doing great, but I think he's hurt. Tampa and Detroit. Now, what do you think about this one? Ha-ha.
Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit for sure.
Yeah, me
Go
too.
Baker, go Baker.
But Baker Mayfield, he might have something to say about that. And then the last game is the Texans versus Seattle.
You know, this is the second hardest game for me to pick, believe it or not. I'm going to go with Seattle. I feel like the Texans they have like their back against the wall because what are they, 2-4? And
yeah,
we got like about 3 teams between them and the last wild card spot. This is almost a must-win for the Houston Texans. This is where they really, really have to try and win this game, but I still think that Seattle's going to squeak this one out and probably a last-second score.
Yeah, I think so too. That'll be. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on that. So we both won with the Steelers and the Bengals, so that won't count. So either way, but when we come back, we are going to dive into deep, and I mean deep, inside information about the Florida Gators. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Here we go. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson will be awarding the Sports Blitz High School Player of the Week. This will go to the outstanding high school football player for each week. The player will receive a gift card from a local restaurant and an ESPN Northwest Florida t-shirt. Coaches, students, parents, and fans, comment on our Facebook page or call in at 850-215-6290 to nominate.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For tonight, clear skies and a low of 67 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the east. Tomorrow morning, mostly sunshine with temps around 79. In the afternoon and evening, sunny and a temperature near 82. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 80 and a possibility of thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey Gator fans, bring your family and friends to Rocket Lanes, home of the Panhandle Gator Club. While you enjoy Gator football watch parties in the sports bar with fellow Gators, your family and friends can enjoy bowling, roller skating, and the many entertaining electronic games. All Gator fans are also welcome to attend the Panhandle Gator Club meetings, 6 p.m. every second Tuesday of the month at the same location. Follow Gator gatherings all year long at panhandlegatorclub.com. Go Gators!
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
2 big games this Sunday.
Breaks the tackle at the 5 for the touchdown.
First, the The Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Airtime at 11, kickoff at noon. Then Sunday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons coming off a big win. Look to keep the momentum going at the San Francisco 49ers. Kickoff at 7:15. Plus Monday Night Football. Your Tampa Bay Bucs are at the Detroit Lions. It's all right here on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. The new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yeah!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line 850-215-6290. Don't forget you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, our ESPN Northwest Florida app as well. We are on live, ready to go. I do want to make a mention real quick. The Sports Blitz Player of the Week is Carson Griffith from Mosley High School. You're aware of him. He's a good dude, signed with Delaware, but the coach told me today there's other schools that are vying for his services, probably going to be going to a bigger school. But we just got to hold on. He had 13 tackles, 6 receptions for 100 yards, and 1 touchdown. So Carson Griffin, Player of the Week, awesome. Mosley will be taking on Arnold tonight. As soon as we're done, I'm going to be headed over to watch that one. Either way, the news. I got Chris Hobzilla in the building, Bone Crusher crushing the ones and the twos. Jeffrey's on the phone in Lexington. Well, he's in Danville, Kentucky. Either way, we've got the news right now. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Chris Hobzilla, DJ Lagway, with all of this that's going on, we've got to talk about the inside story that you've got with us. Holler at me, my friend. Let me know what we got going on with DJ.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make people wait just a little bit longer because it is killing me, the whole situation. So I just wanted to mention tonight for Mosley, I've been watching, and recruiting this kid for a while myself. I think he's going to be a really good guy, but I just want to say Caden Zay will be stepping on the field, or should be, tonight for Mosley, and he's a true freshman. So just have fun watching him if he gets out there.
What number is he?
I think it's 26 or something like that, but he's been 7. He just got, promoted to varsity. So I just want to let you know about that.
Sounds good. I'll be checking him out.
Yeah, he's going to be great. But basically, DJ Lagway, it pains me to even, in the stomach when I'm trying to talk about this. But someone told me, great source, that basically he has been contacted by Clemson so far, Miami, and Texas A&M about coming to be their quarterback next season. So
wow. So Clemson, A&M, and who else?
That was Miami.
And Miami.
That's the big one that really hurts.
Because you got to think Cam Ward, Carson Beck, now possibly DJ Lagway. So when you look at that, is that the possibility of them contacting him, trying to woo him with money, or do you think it's more about just trying to get him to release so that they can go ahead and sum up their quarterback position for next year because they know how good he really is?
Yeah, I mean, it's a direct poaching, that's going on right now that is behind the scenes. And, DJ just put out a Red Bull commercial, and it really looked more like not so much of a Red Bull ad. It more looked like a marketing campaign to where he might play next, because when the commercial comes on, he just says, hey, I'm DJ Lagway, I'm a quarterback. He don't say I'm a quarterback for the Florida Gators or anything like that. And then, it continues to go on from there. But he does have a buyout clause in his contract too. So, there's potential for him not to be a Florida Gator next season.
Wow. So, Jeff, did you think that you would live ever in life and you would hear that college quarterbacks have a buyout clause in their contract?
Nah, I thought that they'd just break it because, look at their age.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. When he said that, I just am like, oh my gosh, what kind of life are we living in now that college football players have clauses now? It's almost like they're coaches, you know? And so who do you kind of gave tipped your hat on the fact that Miami's the team you definitely don't want him to leave and go to.
Right, and they're the ones that make the most sense that he would go to because it's right down the road for him, you know, and, you know, Texas A&M, they've got their guy right now, you know, so I don't know what's going on at Clemson so much with Cade or whatever. Is he a senior? Or I don't believe is he? I think he's pretty young.
Yeah, I think he's got one more year left.
DJ could probably go beat him out, you know, but Miami, I would be bowling red right now if I knew factually that he was definitely going to Miami.
So if this is all true, what is he?
It's definitely true.
So obviously your source is 100%, but let me ask you this. Who is DJ talking to at the University of Florida? Because obviously he's got to talk to somebody that's not Billy, because Billy's probably gone. So he's got to be talking to somebody.
Probably Scott.
There's no way that nobody from Florida is contacting DJ at this moment that is a part of the search committee for who they're going to get, or they've got to be, you know, telling him something at that moment that, you know, hey, stay with us. You know, Lane Kiffin's coming, Urban Meyer's
more
coming.
Money, maybe.
More money, Dan Mullen's coming. Yeah. I mean, who's coming? You know what I mean? Like something like that. So you think it's Scott Strickland's actually talking to DJ Lagway about that? And is DJ asking, have you heard anything that DJ's asking for to stay at Florida?
Yeah, Gator fans, we got some things we got to get situated. We need better tackles, according to DJ Lagway. He wants better tackles. And the coaching change, if it happens, it has to be a high-quality coach. If we get some bozo, he's gone.
So that's where I want to go. I want to talk about the coaching part of it. And, you know, I'm reading the Facebook page, and, you know, like Andrew Maddox, he says if Florida gets Lane, then DJ stays.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this, and Jeff, you can jump in at any time that you want to think about this. Now, if Lane Kiffin actually is the guy that comes, you've got an Austin Simmons who's got 3 more years of eligibility. You've got a Trinidad Chambliss who has busted onto the scene and is probably, if they win and beat Georgia this weekend and Trinidad has the games that he's been having, this guy could possibly find himself walking into New York for the Heisman Trophy. And if he is able to catapult this Ole Miss team into the playoff, into an SEC championship, and maybe get, you know, deep into the playoffs, what's to say that Lane's not going to bring one, if not both of these guys with him, and you got 3 quarterbacks that are sitting around.
And don't forget, there's Tramel Jones. It could be 4. This could be a major quarterback battle or a purge or whatever, you know?
Yeah, so that's the question. Do you think 4 quarterbacks, if he was to bring 2 of those, somebody's
going somewhere?
Do you think he could bring 3 of them, or, you know, 2 of them, or 1 of them? Like, how does that work?
I don't know about Chambliss, because I know last week Lane was complaining a little bit. Didn't he come from D2 or whatever?
He did.
Yeah, he made some kind of comment that we're not going to play D2 football kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
That wasn't the exact quote, but, you know.
Close enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think personally Lane's, you know, he probably sees where, you know, like the 5 interceptions came up. That wasn't all DJ, you know. He sees these problems, and I guarantee you he's drooling over, you know, being his coach, you know. So
I just wonder if Lane Kiffin goes there. That's my second question, Jeff, is does he keep DJ, or does he bring one of these guys with him? Because obviously he's going to do his same offense that, you know, which requires you to run the football a little bit. And DJ can do that, but that's not DJ's strong point. What do you think, Jeffrey?
I think Trinidad's going to go pro.
Oh, you do? You think he's just going to go pro?
That's logical.
Yeah, I think Trinidad's going to go pro if Lane Kiffin comes down. I'm not even sure if he can find somebody else who's coming out of high school, he might actually still bring Austin with him and get somebody straight out of high school to come in and compete for the job also.
Yeah, Lane stole Austin Simmons from Florida anyway, so I mean, I would see the potential for Florida to get Austin Simmons right back if he was already committed before,
So would it be?
Yeah, and what about the bragging rights that Jackson Dart is doing what he's doing at the Giants?
Exactly,
he's not looking shabby.
No, he's not.
Yeah, that's so good. And when you look at it, so would it be a failure as a Florida fan if he brings Austin Simmons with him, and in the middle of all that, DJ says, you know what, that kind of ticks me off a little bit. I'm leaving and going to one of these schools that's already kind of been throwing the idea about him coming to their school.
Yeah, I feel like DJ is a very competitive guy, so unless Miami, which I feel like that's the team to beat if that really does happen the way it's, coming into play, Miami's the team to beat with it. So Austin Simmons and, DJ would just have to compete at that point. And if Austin Simmons did end up being the quarterback and, DJ did transfer, that would not absolutely destroy me because I actually really wanted Austin Simmons, a lot coming into, when we were recruiting him and everything,
Yeah. Well, I'm going to read some of this Facebook comments. Jack Patterson says, I don't believe Lane Kiffin is going to Florida, in my opinion. Christopher Multiconte said Lane ain't coming. Joey Calazo says that Ole Miss AD is working on an extension now. And Christopher Multiconte also said that Alex Golish is going to be the guy. And then Andrew Maddox says Lane Kiffin will be the next Florida coach. So there you go on that. Also, Christopher Multiconte says that Miami, he's a big Miami fan. He says Miami does not want Lagway.
That's not what everybody else says.
Yeah. Well, that's the key. I mean, you've got to know that, there's a lot of fingers working to the bone on, on that. Jeff, do you think that that's one of the biggest things about, this day and age that we live in college football, that these kids, when you bring a quarterback with you or when you're the quarterback that's there and the new coach comes in, do you think it's, I'll see how it goes, and then if it doesn't seem like it's the way I want to go, then we just leave? Do you think that that's a possibility for this case scenario for Florida?
Absolutely. I'm surprised that Clemson's showing interest there. That's kind of an unusual type situation, but, stranger things have happened. And to talk about Joe Hamilton, he's from Louisville, Texas, originally. And he went to school and played at Texas Southern, which is in Houston, Texas. But he was with Napier at Louisiana Lafayette.
Okay, so he did go.
Sounds like he'll go too.
So unless they throw the money his way.
They need to, because DJ loves him. I'm sure they would arrange it that way. To me, it seems like DJ is the mayor of Gainesville. Like, he has the keys to everything, Like, as soon as he went on that rant online, and on live TV, and you could read his lips saying, I'm tired of this ish, I'm tired of this ish, like, then all of a sudden Billy Napier's being fired the next weekend.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Is there a case scenario where if let me see, I'm trying to get his name right. If Joey Calazo is correct, if Joey's correct, and sorry, Joey, if I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize. I'm from Alabama. Give me some leeway here. But if Joey's correct and Lane signs the extension, obviously we just had Signetti sign his extension. Who's the next guy? Because you've said in times past that Urban Meyer would not be a long case scenario. He would just be a bridge.
Right. I don't believe he would fill in the year because it would hurt us. It would look bad. Like when people look in, like, why are they two and whatever, and he's our coach. So I don't think that'll happen. I think we'll have an interim, and then we'll either have Urban Meyer or Marcus Freeman, something like that. That gets hired, because his name's popping up a lot more. I haven't directly been told that name, but I keep seeing it more and more. And I could see DJ wanting to play. For a coach like that. I could see him I'm sticking around for something like Marcus Freeman. He's an exciting, coach, and he's young and amps kids up. So if Lane don't happen, I could see that happening. But you said it yourself earlier about these programs like Florida that's, basically got everything stacked up, but just doesn't have the coach to pull it off. And that's the type of situation that Urban Meyer loves to come into. And he has been awfully quiet lately, besides when he recently just said that, Dan Mullen should, be the guy at Penn State. So he went ahead and hushed up the rumors of him going to Penn State. But there's a lot of rumors about him going to Florida, and he hadn't shot them down yet.
Yeah, that's the other one that I have been hearing. I know that some of the national guys have talked about him possibly being the guy that they go after. For me, and this is obviously my opinion, but man, it would be a shocker to me if he was to leave Notre Dame after him playing in the national championship the year before. The easiness of being able to be the top-notch coach, the easiness of being able to go to the college football playoff year in, year out. And when you look at it, you got a 2-loss Notre Dame team right now. Now, I know this is not the playoff committee. I get it. But this AP poll has Notre Dame at 13 right now, and it's all because of who they are. So Marcus Freeman leaving Notre Dame to go to Florida to have to play an SEC schedule that you're going to see teams like Georgia, LSU, Alabama. You're going to probably see Miami some. You're still going to see Florida State. All of these teams that are good, that's really not a great job to go to if you're wanting to make the playoff year in, year out, because Notre Dame is an opportunity because they play the weak ACC every year, and they can go to the playoff because of their record, and everybody loves Notre Dame. So, Jeff, do you think Marcus Freeman is somebody viable that could possibly go to Florida, or do you think he stays put at Notre Dame?
Nah, I think he stays put at Notre Dame. How come nobody's talking about Matt Campbell at Iowa State?
He's coming up a little bit.
Because he's garbage. That's why. He can play that little ball football over there in the Pac-12. He can't beat the teams every year. He always throws a game. He's Mark Richt, but his little brother. That's why they don't want Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell. Campbell Soup is what I call him.
And you guys were talking about chance of Billy Napier being fired this weekend. What I'm reading is we're already getting ready to chant, fire Scott Strickland, because this is getting to be a mess. Like, okay, you can win in the NCAA basketball championship. That's cool and everything, but we're our main focus is to be a football school, and we want to win. And if you poop the bed on this one, Scott Strickland, you might as well count your days. We cannot have less than Lane Kiffin, Urban Meyer, Freeman. It's got to be a big name. It can't be somebody from Iowa State or something like that, or you might as well pack your bags.
Yeah, and that's what I think, too. But when you look at it, I'm not sure about Strickland leaving because he won the national title. He got the coach there.
Yeah, he'll be there. I'm just saying that, they can put the pressure on him and get him out of there. Just like they're saying that the boosters are completely behind him being fired this weekend, that they've just told him the money's not going to come anymore if he don't stop. So
wow, that's crazy. Well, I just want to let you know, Jeff, just so you know, Andrew Maddox did agree with me and said Matt Campbell is terrible. So either way, he agrees with me. We do have to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into this a little bit more. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Coming up on October 31st, it's the Cal G Squires inaugural golf tournament benefiting the Angel House Bereavement Center, the only provider of clinical grief counseling in Bay County. Costumes are encouraged for this fun day at Bay Point. Prizes for a hole-in-one, longest drive, closest to the pin, and best costume. To register you or your team, go to angelhousebci.org.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered. Literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
No one wants to deal with a plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. It's even worse when you're not sure what it'll cost, when it'll get fixed, or if someone's just selling you something. When you call Hiller, you can trust our experts to actually solve your home's problems quickly. And with true transparency pricing, you know the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. Book online now at happyhiller.com. Happy you'll be, or the service is free.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com on Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
You're home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tomorrow, it's a college football triple header.
75 yards. Wow.
First, LSU at a surprising Vanderbilt. Coverage starts at 10:30, kickoff at 11. Then Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss have their hands full when they're between the hedges at Georgia. Kickoff at 2:30.
He's going down again.
Then it's Missouri at Auburn. Airtime at 6, kickoff at 6:55. Listen live right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. The sports world is a battlefield of opinions.
Auburn's got a serious problem.
And every day, Paul Wilson brings the heat, the fire, and the definitive take.
They are not finding ways to get him the football.
Don't just follow the headlines.
But they lost 2 road games, and these 2 teams are ranked number 5 and number 6.
Be a part of the story on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're here with Chris Hobzilla, Bone Crusher, and Jeffrey is on the phone. And I tell you what, guys, when you look at what's going on the Facebook page and the comments that are being made, you know, I have to read this one. It says that realistically, it's about an 8 out of 10 that Billy Napier is fired on Sunday. And that one, I'm going to give it to Andrew Maddox. He's the one that said that. So, Andrew, I agree with you, my friend. And let me give you my opinion. And Hobzilla, you can go next if that's okay. Yeah. So, when you look at it, I think Billy Napier has been fired since the bye week. And the reason why I say that is because all of the insiders, Chris as well, has said that there was no recruiting going on during this time. If you look across the college landscape, you see Dan Lanning. He's over in Mobile, Alabama, recruiting from Oregon on his bye week. You look at Signetti. You look at all of these guys. You look at Kirby Smart. You look at Kalen DeBar. All these guys are out recruiting on their bye week. And you know what you did not see? You didn't see hide nor hair of Billy Napier anywhere recruiting. And you know why? Because he was already let go. They had already told him, Billy, we're trying to salvage these 5 stars that you brought in. We appreciate you, Billy. We're going to give you your buyout money. We're going to let you ride off into the sunset. We're going to give you a caravan. We're going to let you go. We're going to let you go wherever you want. We're going to do everything that we've done. We'll probably sell your house for you. We'll probably give you a brand new pair of Jordans from the Jordan collection just to let you be happy. Your children can have Jordans. Your wife can wear a pair of Jordans. All of your family can wear Jordans. We just want to let you go, but please don't tell anybody. If you tell anybody, we're going to mess up your contract. We're going to jack everything up. That's just my opinion. Chris, How do you feel about what I just said?
No, you're 100% correct. They kind of gave him the Price is Right consolation prizes, but there's something I have to keep up with so much, information. Like 1 minute's the coach, the next thing you know, DJ's being contacted by other people, but there is something that has something to do with the transfer portal that they're trying to get to where it locks in the players, and I think this Mississippi State does that. It hits the date to where the players are kind of trapped for a little bit, can't jump into the portal, things like that.
Yeah. Jeff, how do you feel about what I said? Do you believe that was the case for Billy Napier, or do you believe this weekend is the first time that they've told him he's going to be let go?
No, I think he's already been told, but I think it's hard to fire somebody after a win. It really is hard.
Yeah.
Because if he beats Mississippi State this weekend, you don't want to look like the bad person in that situation.
Well, I just want to say insiders like Josh Pate, he's huge online. He's came out and said that he has spoke with Florida and everything, and it's happening. There's other insiders online that have said the same thing, that this weekend is the weekend, win or lose. So all we got to do is wait until Monday morning or Sunday afternoon, and we'll see if it's true. But I believe it's fully true, especially with Josh Pate saying it. So.
Yeah, that's, I think it's a done deal. Yeah. I mean, I know that you can only hold it for so long. You can only let this facade keep happening week in, week out. I mean, Billy's played the part. He's tried to go and speak to the media. He's tried to, but I mean, at the end of the day, and DJ's the same way. DJ has to know, because they're cowering around or hovering around these kids, trying to make sure that they're not going to go, because you do have some very, very, very good talent. And when you've got a talent like Dallas Wilson, when I watched him play, I'm telling you, he's as good as Jeremiah Smith was last year to me. He just isn't on that good, the team, right? Being able to throw him the football, because he, Lagway hasn't had the best
wide receivers coach in the nation there, pretty much. So
yeah, so when you look at this team, there's a lot of pieces that I'm sure Lane Kiffin's going to want there, because I'm all in on Lane. I believe Lane's going there. I believe Ole Miss is as good as they can be. And you watch what I'm telling you. If Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss Rebels lose to Georgia this weekend in Athens, which I have picked them to do, I'm just curious to see what is going to change about Lane going forward. Now, do I think that they're going to jump, that he'll jump ship? No, I don't. I think he's going to stay. I think he's going to finish out the year. I think Florida's going to interim the coach, and then the next thing you'll see is Lane Kiffin will leave. Ole Miss is probably going to try to work out some kind of extension, but I don't believe Ole Miss is a top 20 job anyway. I just think they've gotten lucky with some of the things, and Lane's hit it at the right time with the NIL, being able to play some really good players. And you know what? They struck it rich by going to the D2 movement and grabbing Trinidad Chambliss. Every time you go to the D2 movement, it doesn't always work out this way, and it's just been a perfect storm for that kid. Do you agree with that, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with the Trinidad Chambliss. It was a gamble, and it paid off, and he looks better than Simmons, to be honest with you.
Here's something I do need to say that you were right about and I was wrong about. The DJ Lagway being injured, you kept saying it all year, like it just don't look right. It looks different. This is another way, Billy's fired and checking out. He finally has admitted that DJ is hurt and has been playing hurt, that they're limited in the run, because you mentioned that you really can't run. If you look back at last year, he was a true dual threat quarterback. This year, he's not standing tall at all in the pocket. When he gets off balance, he just wants to throw off the back foot or just chunk it any way he can. He's not moving right. He's injured. So the boot's been coming and going. So it's just something else, that I wanted to mention there, that, Billy has finally admitted that in his last press conference on Monday that DJ's hurt and he can't really run certain plays because of that.
Yeah. So, there you go, Jeff. You think he's probably trying to save face, because the thing about it is, guys, that when you listen and when you look at Billy Napier is not a bad football coach. He is a good football coach. He is smart. He knows what he's doing. He definitely can recruit. He knows how to assemble a good team. It's just the fact that it takes a special type of person to be able to run a top 10 program. Jeffrey, that was for you. But when you look at Billy Napier, he's going to find another job. Now, is it going to be in the SEC? I highly doubt it. Could it be in the ACC? Yeah, I think so. Could it be in one of these other small markets as well? Yeah, he could probably do that too, because he's going to have plenty of money and he still is young and loves to coach football. But one of the guys on here wrote that Jimbo was fired after beating Mississippi State. So there you go. What do you think about that, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That is true, though.
Yeah, that is true. But the writing was on the wall for some time before that. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Napier becoming a coordinator underneath Belichick at North Carolina?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe he could do that as far as
his ego's
just to get
too big, man.
I don't know.
That's why I wouldn't hire an offensive coordinator.
I think he would do it. I think he would do that. That's not a bad idea. I think that that could be a possibility. Kind of his segue. That, like, if by chance Belichick lasts for another 2 years and they do something special over there, not win the ACC, but start winning some football games, and then eventually Billy Napier take over at UNC, I could see that going on, because you know what? Dabo's not going to always be there. Cristobal's not going to always be there. And, you know, you got to think, too, and Christopher Multiconti, I hope you don't get mad at me right now, but, you know, Miami has struck it rich with the last 2 years of doing a quarterback. And Florida State tried to do that with DJ Uiagalelei and Tommy Castellanos, and it hasn't worked the same way. So one day Cristobal is going to have him a quarterback that might not be as productive as these guys, and he'll find himself in the same situation, maybe not in the downfall that Norvell has found, but there's a possibility that could happen. So, Jeffrey, that's a pretty good question. I think that's a possibility. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a possibility, so... I also think that this would be funny, and I know it's not going to happen, but, you know, Mike Norvell's not going to be in Florida State forever. He's got that big contract, but I say send Billy Napier to Mike Norvell's team, FSU.
Oh, man, you're talking about making some people get riled up. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, but you do realize that Cristobal and Napier are familiar because they were on the Alabama Crimson Tide staff as well. So it wouldn't be surprising if Napier was to go and take a shot down there with Cristobal as well. Jeffrey, what do you think about that one?
I don't think Napier's ever going to Florida State, ever.
No, what about him going to Miami?
Oh, Miami? That's a possibility because of the past, you know, and the fact that, you know, like you were saying, they're both at Alabama at the same time. We don't know how kind of working relationship they have together.
Yeah, that's a big question mark.
Maybe Arkansas is where Billy Napier goes.
I don't know.
No.
I think Petrino's got that locked up. I think they're going to give it. I think they're going to give him at least a couple of years to see what he can do.
Did he already get it and he got hired?
Well, he's just the interim right now. But I think when you look at the way Arkansas is set up, Arkansas is kind of everybody's stepbrother, you know, in that area. Oklahoma's stepbrother, Texas's stepbrother, A&M's stepbrother. They get the leftovers. And I think if Bobby Petrino can upset some people and beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, I think he'll keep that job there. And as long as he stays off motorcycles, he'll be all right.
Yeah, Billy's had his feel of the SEC anyway, so.
Yeah.
How long do you think Deion Sanders will be entertained at just being at Colorado? Because I think he'll get bored at some point and just quit.
Yeah. I think Deion is probably, especially with this health deal, I think with Deion, I think he's going to probably be done with coaching after Colorado. I don't see him going somewhere else. I think the show has kind of walked itself right out the door with him being a coach. I don't see him loving it. I can see him going to the analyst position and do some stuff, you know, do some work for ESPN, that kind of thing, and kind of ride into the sunset.
Yeah. So Matt Rule's not going anywhere?
I think Matt Rule's still going to Penn State. What do you think, Chris?
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's possible, yeah.
I think that they've tried to grab Freeman. I don't think Freeman's going there. I don't think Freeman's going anywhere, actually. I think Freeman's staying put. Why would you go anywhere else? I mean, when you look at Freeman, he's got the easiest path to the playoff every single year out of everybody that has a job, especially the guys in the SEC. That's the easiest job. That's a great job. They pay you good. They stand behind you as long as you're winning. I mean, he was one game away from winning it all, and I mean, they would put him in the aura of Notre Dame coaches if he had won that national title last year.
Absolutely.
So I don't think he goes. I think Rule goes to Penn State, but I'm not sure. Again, let's throw this out there for one last time. We got about 2 minutes left before we go to the end of the show. But what about Dan Mullen? If Lane Kiffin somehow, some way stays at Ole Miss, which I don't think he will do, will Dan Mullen be even entertained as being a coach to go to Florida?
Gator fans would love it. I've got so many Gator fans that are like, he was so prematurely fired. So, I mean, I personally would even enjoy it. I just don't know how, everything, it went pretty bad at the end, so I don't know how that would play out. And I do keep hearing his name coming up, even though he just had a press conference with UNLV saying that he wasn't going anywhere. They keep pushing him towards Penn State. So,
yeah, I don't think he goes to Penn State. I mean, obviously, that's where Urban Meyer thinks he should go. But either way, Jeffrey, be careful in Lexington. Have fun at the game. Chris, as always, man, thank you. We'll see you next Friday.
Sounds great.
Everybody, we're done. This is a great show, and we got a big-time football weekend. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Have a great weekend. Louisville and Miami right now.
Wow.
Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get ready for a monumental ACC clash tonight.
He's going down again.
The undefeated Miami Hurricanes host a 4-1 Louisville Cardinals. This is a battle for dominance in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Don't miss a single snap as these two powerhouses collide. Kickoff coming up at 6 tonight on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For tonight, clear skies and a low of 67 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the east. Tomorrow morning, mostly sunshine with temps around 79. In the afternoon and evening, sunny and a temperature near 82. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 80 and a possibility of thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Taco Bell is now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe. That's right, you can enjoy craveable tacos, burritos, and more delivered right to your door. Craving a late night snack? Taco Bell in Port St. Joe has you covered. Open until 1, 7 days a week. Plus, start your day off with their delicious breakfast menu, available until 10 a.m. Taco Bell, where the craveable comes true. Taco Bell, now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe.
Go Tiger Sharks.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin and Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin and Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
There goes the Hurricane siren. It's former Hurricane Jalen Phillips. He got the siren going, trying to get this crowd energized. I think they're worn out after trying to get him in traffic. There it goes again. And now the lights go out as the Hurricanes will make their way toward the northwest corner, coming out of their locker room. And we'll take the field here momentarily. 18th meeting between Miami and Louisville. Here's Josh Darrow on the sidelines with Jalen Phillips.
All right, well, Jalen,
First of all, we needed some instruction.
I know, man. They told me clockwise, but I guess they thought I was going to come in this way. So it's miscommunication, but hey, we got to figure it out.
All right, let's talk with football. You have a good appreciation for the two defensive ends from Miami, Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain. How they look in your eyes?
Oh, they look amazing. Every time I've seen them, they're just creating pressure, being disruptive in the backfield. They're dogs, both of them.
And finally, this place, what did it mean to you, Miami?
Man, Miami is everything to me. Gave me a second chance at football, really a second chance at life. I'm eternally grateful to the Canes, to the fans, to the University of Miami in general. So it's always amazing to come back here and just be in this environment.
We're thankful for you. Go Canes. Good job tonight.
Thank you, brother.
All right, that's Jalen Phillips.